I know I already mentioned this one, but just don't say it. That's my advice. Bottom line, do not ever tell somebody who's stressed out or anxious to calm down. It sounds dismissive and demeaning. Someone with anxiety cannot help feeling anxious. If they could calm down, they would. So if the person is seeing a metaphorical lion in front of them and you're telling them that the solution to get rid of the lion is just to calm down and the lion will go away if they just learn to breathe, that doesn't even make sense. In their head, to them, they want to say to you, can't you see the angry lion right in front of me? And it's very difficult because somebody who's in the midst of anxiety is always having that lion right in front of them and you can't see it. So you're thinking, just calm down, it's fine. People tell me to calm down all the time. I don't know really what that says about me. I probably get really hyped up a lot, but it drives me crazy. Like, it really makes me want to punch them. Do not tell somebody to calm down. Also, saying calm down makes the person feel that there is something wrong with them. If everyone else can calm down in the face of a lion, there must be something wrong with them if they cannot. Make sense? Here's the alternative to calm down. Instead of saying calm down, say something like, something seems to be making you feel uncomfortable. The conversation can go anywhere from here, but what it allows a person experiencing anxiety to have is a right to their feelings without judgment. Okay, so here's number 2. I know how you feel. Nope. No, you don't. You don't know how I feel. Not at all. When I first got diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2017, a lot of people came out of the woodwork to tell me how they knew how I felt because they too had breast cancer at some point in their lives, or they knew somebody who did. What I learned from this was that at our core, people want to feel helpful. And what better way to feel helpful than to share an experience with me? 2 things happened as a result of this good intent, though. 1, I found myself getting angry because I did not feel I was allowed to have my own experience. This was my breast cancer. I didn't want to have to share it with anybody else. Number 2, hearing how so many people had breast cancer made me feel like there was something wrong with me for being scared of experiencing something that was apparently really common. So telling someone with anxiety that you know how they feel is no different. I don't care if you experience anxiety, stress, or any number of emotions. You do not know how that person's anxiety makes them feel. Don't let your need to feel helpful override their right to have their feelings. So instead of saying, I know how you feel, try saying something like, I can't pretend to understand how you are feeling. This statement provides validation to the person. It lets them know that you recognize that they are experiencing an uncomfortable feeling, but also recognize that you need them to explain it to you. Do you see where that's empowering? It's way more empowering than it is shutting off a conversation. Saying, I know how you feel just makes the person feel like, okay, well, now I don't even want to talk to you at all because how could you possibly know how I feel? This is my story. Let people have their story. The third one is, there's nothing to worry about. Oh, yes, there is. There's a lion in front of me. So saying there is nothing to worry about makes a person feel crazy. If there really is nothing to worry about, then why are they worried? So again, this language is dismissive. Remember, somebody who suffers with an anxiety disorder, and anxiety is prevalent, that's what an anxiety disorder is. It's a prevalent feeling of anxiousness and worry. They are always seeing that lion in front of them. So for you to tell them they don't have to worry about this lion that is going to bite their head off is crazy. And then they feel crazy because they can't understand why they're afraid of a lion. So instead, say something like, this seems to be making you feel worried. This way you are noticing their feelings. You're noticing that they're not acting quote unquote normal. And you are giving them the right to either continue a conversation with you about what they feel worried or anxious about or not. And that's their right either way. I think that a lot of the times we are so uncomfortable in silence. We are so uncomfortable when somebody doesn't want to engage with us. And we're uncomfortable if somebody doesn't want our help. And when we feel uncomfortable, we often start to take it out on the person that is suffering. Whether we do that verbally or we do that internally, we'll think, well, they just don't want our help. They just don't want to help themselves. But it's really, really important to understand that people that suffer with anxiety don't want to suffer with anxiety. They don't want to live like this. And they are trying. They are trying their hardest. So just because somebody doesn't respond to a stress situation the way that you respond to it does not mean that there's anything wrong with them. Remember,